Good afternoon. My name is Kelly Lamb. I'm the Vice President of Marketing at Miele. Welcome, bienvenue, willkommen. Many of you, and I hope all of you, are at home, safe with your family, and we encourage you to remain safe during these very unique times we all face together here in Canada, but also around the world. In the meantime, many of you have actually reached out to us, whether it's questions about products that you own, our services, but also many of you have asked questions about products that you're interested in buying. And that's why we're here today. Miele Live is a new service we're introducing in Canada. We have one objective in mind, is to serve you, our customers, during these times. Miele Live will happen multiple times per week with multiple sessions a day, covering various products that we have, from dishwashers to laundry, to built-in coffee to freestanding coffee. We'll even answer questions and provide information to you on Miele coffee beans. We'll also venture into our cooking products, from Miele ranges to different cooktops that we have, as well as all the different ovens that we offer. Pour ceux d'entre vous qui ont demandé pour des sessions en français, on travaille actuellement d'avoir des sessions dans les semaines qui viennent. Présentement, vous pouvez aller en ligne à miele.ca et vous pouvez demander pour une consultation personnelle avec un de nos experts, par téléphone. So Miele Live is fully interactive. We're live here today in our Miele Experience Center in Toronto, but we're covering all of you across the country. And you have the ability to ask questions in real time, so be sure in the comment box on mielelive.ca to answer your questions. Many of you have already sent in questions, and we're going to try to answer as many questions as possible in real time. For those that we don't get to answer, we will provide the answer in the comment section, or for more detailed questions, actually one of our product experts will get back to you via email and we'll answer the question for you. So we're really excited to have you join us today. And for this first section, I'd like to introduce our product expert, Mike.
Thank you, Kelly. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us to this first session ever on Miele Live. I welcome you, and it's my pleasure to be able to present to you one of our core competencies here at Miele, and that, of course, is laundry. With over 100 years of experience, we've been able to layer on innovation over innovation and distill that down to you, to Miele Canada's current laundry generation of W1, T1 washers and dryers. Our laundry systems are the most sophisticated, most efficient laundry systems in the marketplace today. And my opportunity here today is to be able to platform those to you and share with you some of the key features and benefits within our laundry lineup. Our starting tier laundry is a 020 washing machine, and of course it sits here stacked in a configuration that is very common in the Canadian marketplace. Of course, they're stacked here today, but they can certainly be set up so that they're side by side. Before we get into the actual design piece of Miele Laundry, I just want to get into some of the foundational elements for good fabric care in your home. Miele, like I said, with 100 years of experience, has distilled down some key technologies to help you in your home get the best results possible. Underlying all of that is Miele's commitment to quality. Each of the appliances we speak about here on our laundry segment and beyond is basically built with a design life expectancy of 20 years. So for every single appliance that we show you here today, you keep that in mind, because we certainly hold that to a high degree, that 20-year design life. Now, inside of all of our laundry equipment, you'll find a couple of key features. Number one, this beautiful baked on enamel white finish on the outside of all our laundry systems. That is meant to basically make the machine look as good as it's going to perform for the next 2 decades. Inside the laundry system, you'll notice that the drum is really a thing of beauty. It's a proprietary honeycomb pattern drum. Inside, you'll notice the perforations immediately stand out. If you're cross-shopping Miele laundry, you'll notice immediately that the perforations in a Miele honeycomb drum are that much smaller and also that much fewer.
So Mike, what does that actually mean for the consumer when we talk about that? At the end of the day, what's the benefits to them with our honeycomb drum technology?
Well, one of the underpinnings for good fabric care is mechanical action. Now, it needs to be a basic balance between fabric care and washability. And what the honeycomb drum does is achieves that balance to a really high degree. So it provides amazing wash results in performance, efficiency, as well as fabric care. And it does that because the perforations are that much smaller and fewer. What does that mean? In the final spin, Kelly, when you're spinning your laundry and extracting that moisture at up to 1,600 revolutions per minute, you get a lot of centrifugal force pressing your fabrics and textiles to the outside of that drum. And of course, you're extracting moisture, and the less perforations you have and the smaller they are, the less mechanical action on your fabrics over time. And this basically translates to basically fabric care over time. We like to say that with a Miele washer, you're able to enjoy your fabrics and textiles 4 times longer than a standard washer dryer.
So I know with all those perforations that we have, a lot of people sometimes will worry that things get caught. Now, I also know we do some tests in our factories to make sure that that doesn't happen. Maybe you can just speak briefly about one of those tests that we do in the factories.
Actually, I distinctly remember actually visiting our plant in Gütersloh, where we build these in northwestern Germany. And our washing machine plant is obviously under lock and key, a lot of proprietary technology, but one of the fundamental underpinnings at the end of the production line is basically a factory worker who's sitting on the end of the production line with a silk stocking gloved over their hand and basically swiping the outside and inside of the drum to ensure that there are no burrs or loose metal fibers that are apt to catch fabric. And so this is an interesting test, and when we take our guests to our plant in Gütersloh, this is certainly a point we like to highlight, is just that commitment to fabric care.
So Mike, I know we're standing in the showroom here and we actually have multiple models, and you were talking about our starting model that we have. So maybe you can talk about, as we go through the different models, starting with this one, what are some of the starting features that a customer gets when they buy this model specifically?
So as soon as you jump into the Miele lineup, we have in our starting tier laundry 12 exceptional wash programs. And then we have wash options that you can layer onto those wash programs. What does that mean, Mike? Wash programs. I just use normal 100% of the time. Well, what if I told you Miele goes above and beyond just normal? We make basically laundry and take that guesswork by inviting you to use any one of our wash programs. And within those wash programs, we basically program drum rhythms, water levels, temperatures, spin speeds, so that you don't actually have to be a laundry care expert. Leave that to us, leave that to the machines. And we've literally tested tons and tons of laundry every year so that these wash programs and wash options deliver the best results.
So one other thing I noticed, Mike, even on the first set of laundry we're talking about right now, is it's really rare to see that a dryer actually has the Energy Star label on that. So what technology is Miele using in order to achieve Energy Star on a dryer?
Well, it's through the magic basically of heat pump drying. So at the top of our basically goals and objectives is to produce beautiful quality equipment, but also sustainability is top of mind and has been for many years. With heat pump drying, we're basically taking the conventional drying approach and turning it on its head. With conventional drying, you basically have a circuit of air that runs through your home, gets heated in a heater bank in your dryer, run through your dryer, picks up some moisture, and then you dump that essentially outdoors through a vent. Now, of course, this is hugely inefficient, not only from a consumption perspective on your dryer, but also from a home efficiency standpoint. You're taking warm, or warmed air from your furnace, running it into your house and then running that outside. Or in the summertime, you're cooling your air. So it's important to keep that air in your home. With heat pump drying, we're essentially doing that. Once you close the door on the machine, you're basically creating a closed circuit for drying. So there's a compressor in here that's essentially cooling a condensing coil that's able to condense basically the liquids and moisture out of your fabrics into either a condensation collection chamber, or you can run that right to your drain. Now, the other benefit, of course, of heat pump drying technology is that you're achieving incredible energy savings. It's about 60% more efficient than your conventional dryer. So it's awarded the ENERGY STAR label.
So one of the other, I guess, questions, Mike, that a lot of our customers, designers that we work with, people are incorporating laundry systems into second floors, into master bedrooms. With our W1T1 machines, what flexibility does that give to customers to where to place these machines in their home? Because typically it's in a laundry room with a 240 volt plug, this big old plug. Maybe you can explain a little bit about what we offer there.
Yeah, so we've basically broken the chains when it comes to placing your laundry. As long as you have access to water and a drain, you can place the Miele washer pretty much anywhere. And the dryer, as long as you really have a 120 volt plug anywhere, you can place your dryer. Now this often invites W1T1 into second floor laundry rooms for sure, but also closets, dressing rooms. And so it is as flexible as ever. Now, of course, you can also stack it as you see it here. And the machines are obviously really designed to provide low sound emissions and very low vibrations, even at high spin speeds.
So I know in the interest of time we need to carry on because we got a couple more models to cover, but one other aspect of Miele that is very unique, I think, in the marketplace is we really look to provide a complete solution for customers. So one thing I noticed already on the sticker on the W1 there, it says cap dosing. What's that feature about?
Well, with laundry care, it's important that you get the chemistry right as well. So we talked about mechanical action. A couple of other really key points are time. The other key point is chemistry. And so when it comes to single-use, special application fabric product, for example, proofing, we have a cap dosing solution. And so these are single-use caps that essentially can be dropped in the detergent drawer and used with a combination of our wash programs. Now these would just slide in, you would peel the cap back or pop it in, close the detergent drawer, and basically that works in conjunction with the wash program to, for example, reproof your ski wear after a long season on the slopes. So if you use our proofing cap, you're able to basically rejuvenate that weather Arc'teryx jacket of yours that's a favorite, for example, and have it repel water just like it was off the showroom floor.
And I think for many of the customers that are out there that don't necessarily have W1T1 but still have older generation Miele laundry, we obviously currently have our full Miele lineup of laundry detergents, and a lot of these programs, to be honest, also exist on our current machines as well. So if you have questions about that, be sure to send those in and we'll try to answer those as we go along. So Mike, maybe we can move on to the next model up and maybe just talk about some of the key highlights and differences on the next model.
Sure. So as we move up our lineup, again, I remind you that we have 4 different washers, 3 different dryers in our W1T1 lineup. And so just to distinguish between the 4 washers, for example, it's important to kind of note what you get as you step up through our lineup. And with our entry-level model, like I said, we have 12 wash programs. As we move into our next unit in the lineup, the W60, we pick up really important features for some people, for example, like mobile control. Now, mobile control is essentially the ability to control or check the status of your appliance via your Miele at Home app. Now, with connected home trends and people wanting to basically be able to manipulate their appliances from the comfort of their couch via a smartphone or tablet, mobile control is a really cool feature. So as you step up through our lineup, additional features and benefits. As you move from our 020 to our 060 machine, I'd say that's the key kind of difference.
Well, I know one of the features I love with the Miele mobile app, and it's not necessarily, yes, there's the ability to control the machines, but, I know those of us that have kids that try to get our kids to do the laundry, as part of the Miele at Home app, it gives you the ability to enter the type of stain or what you're trying to clean, and it'll actually tell you the program that you're actually should be using. So there's no more excuses for kids not to do laundry at home. So I love that aspect of it.
For sure. Other features and benefits you pick up through our lineup, Kelly, just getting back to that. So we have mobile control, which is a really handy feature as discussed. We also pick up additional wash programs that are tailor-made for specific items, bed linen programs, proofing programs. So, for example, in our entry machine at 12 wash programs, you move up to 17 in our second tier, and so on. When you move into our third tier of washers with the 660 and then the top of range model, the 860, you essentially pick up what I think is one of our best features. To me, laundry can be a bit of a mystery, especially when it comes to the dosing of the machine. This is a really important piece, just getting back to chemistry. When it comes to deciphering exactly how much detergent and when to put it into the machine, we take the guesswork out of that in our top two washing machines. We have what we call Twin Dose. It's a solution that's integrated into the machine so that essentially you do not have to guess or decipher how to dose your laundry equipment, and then control it from the comfort of your Miele mobile app. Now, Twin Dose is a two-step approach to detergent. You have two cartridges that essentially fit into the dispensing drawer, and you can basically forget that you never have to open your detergent drawer again. But let's say you want to exhaust some remaining fabric detergent in your home. You're still able to bypass the auto dose system and use your conventional detergent drawer if you so choose.
Mike, I think we actually have a great question coming in from one of our viewers that's online with us, Christine C. She obviously has our W1T1 machines, and the question is really, Christine says, I alternate between using Twin Dose and regular liquid laundry detergents. If I don't use Twin Dose for 1 or 2 months, do I risk having a problem with the Twin Dose system?
Christine, that's an excellent question. As I was alluding to earlier, absolutely. We have no issue whatsoever with you alternating between Twin Dose and then perhaps other care collection product or even grocery store fabric detergent in the drawer. We would just ask that you keep up to the maintenance schedule on the auto dose system itself. Now there's some cleaning cartridges that you can purchase that can be plugged into the machine and you just run a quick maintenance program. But I would say that's over time more necessary, but certainly in small intervals you should have no issue whatsoever with alternating between two solutions.
Another question, Mike, you talked earlier about sustainability. And Miele has always been focused around sustainability. So we have a question here from Bozina, and the question is, except for delicate programs, my washing machine takes very little water. Is this normal?
Yeah, well, if you're, it depends really what you're used to seeing as far as consumption values in your standard or conventional washing machine. With a Miele front load washing machine, you're going to see way less than you ever saw with, for example, a top load laundry machine. We're Energy Star efficient from an electrical energy consumption perspective, but also from a water consumption perspective. So it's not unusual for a Miele washing machine, for example, to use 35 liters in a wash program, but anywhere between 35 and 50 liters is where we tend to be. all of our washing machines have, excuse me, load sensing technology in them. We haven't really talked about this, but it's a key fundamental piece to quality and sustainable laundry. It basically has load sensors to detect whether you've thrown in 1 t-shirt, 6 t-shirts, a load of towels, and then tailors the amount of water being injected into the machine on a per program basis. So,
and that I see as a huge benefit for the Twindo system is people are always guessing on how much detergent to put in. And a lot of people, to be honest, overdose, overuse, which isn't great for the environment either. Not good for their wallets because they're overusing detergent. So I think that's one benefit of the Twindo system.
Yeah, we actually suggest something like a 30% usage increase versus Twindos when you're talking about physical detergent entering the machine and what you're able to achieve with UltraPhase 1 and 2. It's quite the solution.
So Mike, just going back to the different models that we have here, maybe you can just speak from a exterior design side. What are some of the differences between the models that we actually have in front of us right now?
I'm just going to shift over here so I can show you. But basically we have anywhere between a stack configuration like I've pointed to here, but these can easily be put side by side. The exterior dimensions from a width perspective are roughly just under 26 inches wide. And then from a height, depending on the stacking kit you choose, if you so choose to go with the stack configuration, you're looking at roughly between 66 and 71 inches in height. We have a thicker stacking kit that actually doubles as a drawer. So you can opt for that WTV, which is a stacking kit that you can pop to open and then store perhaps buttons, paper clips that get found in the laundry, etc. But also a really unique solution. In addition to that, we also have a pedestal solution. Being a taller individual, I perhaps would prefer something a little bit more ergonomic as far as loading and unloading the washer. And so we also have the opportunity to add a plinth or pedestal to the washer dryer combination so that you're essentially raising these units about 12 inches off the ground and also providing some handy storage for fabric detergents, softeners, teddy bears, vacuum cleaners, etc. So side by side, stacked, really from a design integration, the fact that there's a heat pump dryer, you can move this around, put it in a closet. The access to room air needs to be there. But as long as there's a vent that has some access to air, the machines will perform wonderfully.
One question, Mike, we often do get from consumers is the door swing. And do I have the ability to change that door swing?
Yeah, that's that for a long time, Miele Laundry really was a slave to the swing. Your dryer would swing one way and your washer would swing another, and that was really it. However, with the introduction of W1T1 to the Canadian marketplace, we're actually proud of the fact that both the dryer and the washer can be changed to swing differently. The dryer is user serviceable and can be basically changed from a left hinge to a right hinge by you at home with some simple tools. And then the washer can also be changed to change the swing from its left swing to a right swing if you so choose, and that can be done in home by a service technician with the purchase of a kit. So yes, swing is important, especially for some people with door openings and laundry room configurations that limit their ability based on swing doors.
Good. So we have another question in regards to some of the programs or some maybe challenges. So Susan S., who's with us, has a question of, I have a TWF 160 WP dryer that I purchased last October. I love it. My only question is, why do my sheets end up in a tangled ball and don't dry? I have to repeatedly stop the dryer and untangle everything and restart. Can this be avoided?
Well, Susan, I feel your pain. This is obviously bed linens is a challenge for the average dryer. In fact, I think a lot of manufacturers would suggest that hang drying is the best, and of course that's not the solution either. Now what we've done in most of our machines, especially yours that you have here, we have a special bed linens program that's tailor-made to basically start at default with the right temperature setting, the right spin speed, and the right time for your bed linens. The other thing I would suggest is to make sure that you're not overloading the machine as well. So it's best to be at 2/3 capacity max to give the linens basically room to breathe and to tumble. I would suggest that if all else fails, we can use the tennis ball trick. And this is a little known fact, but if you place a tennis ball, a fresh tennis ball hopefully, into the dryer along with your bed linens, comforters, sheets, you'll oftentimes find that the results you're able to achieve are superior to just running without them. So yeah, I think we can achieve the solution there for sure.
You mentioned capacity. So we get a lot of questions around capacity. Being a European brand, these machines don't always look as big in perception as some of the other brands that are out there. So what is the capacity actually, and what does actually that capacity translate in terms of what it would really mean to me as a end consumer?
Certainly, capacity when it comes to form factor, immediately when you look at, especially if you're cross-shopping conventional brands in the North American marketplace, you'll immediately notice that from a footprint perspective, the Miele laundry system is perhaps not as large as a North American machine. Certainly not from even a top load or even some of these very large front load machines that are coming from other elements in the category. Now, we actually have the rest of world standard when it comes to capacity. As far as this 24-inch form factor goes, I'd say we are on the high end of the spectrum as far as capacity goes. We're an 8-kilogram machine. This is how we measure laundry standards from a capacity perspective in Europe. And so what does that mean to you from a real world perspective? Can I fit my 6 or 7 beach towels in there in one shot? And we would say yes. Actually, the Miele laundry systems perform really well, not only when they're half full, but full. The other thing that I would mention is that with a queen size comforter, you can oftentimes fit those, depending on the weight of course, but a queen size comforter will be swallowed up by a Miele laundry system and deliver really good results. When you start to get into king size comforters with heavy down winter weight, you're going to run into issues from a capacity perspective. But even when you load the machine, again, I call on the point that we have load sensing technology. So the machine will add water to wet those fabrics, especially on a full load with, for example, a queen size comforter. The dryer obviously is meant to match that capacity in the washer. And so, like I say, beach towels, we're often able to get 8 to 10 to 12 beach towels, again, depending on the weight of the cotton. But certainly, it will mean that you may make or do more frequent loads, but from a capacity and efficiency standpoint, you'll often find similar results.
So Mike, another question in regards to what can I wash in there? So we have MO33 from London. Can I wash my down jacket?
Yeah, 100% down jackets are apropos to be washed in Miele laundry systems. So we'll wash the most mundane of fabrics, but also woolens. Down jackets, we have purpose-built down fabric detergents that will go into the detergent drawer if you have a standard Miele washing machine. And these are great at not breaking down those feathers, those natural fibers inside your jacket over time. And from a proofing perspective, if it happens to be Gore-Tex or any of these other permeable membranes that kind of block out rain, certainly these laundry systems are the best approach to being able to wash downs in your home. Yeah, so we absolutely invite you to do that. In addition to that, we have cashmere that we invite doing hand wash in our washing machines. Not just your beach towels or t-shirts or cottons. This is certainly an A to Z solution for all your laundry needs.
So looking at time here, we have probably time for 1 or 2 more questions. So one question coming from Brooks Adventure. We talk a lot about heat pump drying because in reality, that's what we offer now as the latest technology and the most sustainable technology around the world as far as drying goes. Brooks Adventure asked the question, how is heat pump drying different than conventional drying? I know you talked a bit about that earlier, but maybe just explain in more detail.
Yeah, so just to really recap, number one, it's that much more efficient. So you're not throwing your room air or your home air that's been conditioned either by a heater or an air conditioner, throwing that outside. You're basically on a closed loop system that's taking in minimal room air and then running that through a condenser and taking out that moisture from your fabrics. So there's that. The other benefit is that, so that makes it very efficient. It doesn't run as hot as a normal vented dryer, so there's that. And heat is a big enemy to fabric care over time. So heat, exposing your fabrics to heat over a long period of time repeatedly will break down fibers in your clothes and textiles. So you're able to achieve drying at cooler temperatures. You'll notice that when you pull out your dress shirts, for example, after a dress shirt program on the drying phase, the dress shirt won't come out super hot. It'll come out almost at room temperature. So there's that benefit as well. Over time, your fabrics will last longer and not be apt to break down as much as they would in a vented drying application. So there's huge benefits on the consumption piece, but also huge benefits from a fabric care perspective.
So Mike, I think we have to wrap up because time's getting very tight. We want to thank everybody for joining us. I know we can keep going on and on. I think we may have you back in the next couple of days and next week for new sessions. But one question that consumers may have is, for those that don't have, is right now, given the current situation that we're all in, where can we buy one of these? How can I get this?
Yeah, so where can you get this? Obviously, you can do it from the comfort of your home. You can visit, obviously, Miele.ca, of which you're probably on right now. And of course, you can purchase there, but also in conjunction with any other agents that are still on our Find a Dealer, Find a Location portion of our website. You can enter in a postal code and it'll deliver results to where you can visit and see these in person. I know that we still have locations that are obviously able to provide that kind of service in home.
And I think we have a pretty good promotion going on right now on the machines. You want to speak briefly about that?
So number one, nationally, we have a really great program on. We have a free delivery program. And in addition to that, we have a price off promotion where you have $200 off of the washer and $200 off of the dryer for a total savings of about $400. In addition to that, we also are offering our Peace of Mind warranty, which is a free 5-year parts and labor in-home warranty, which is a great call to action. And for Ontario residents, also just before I get to that, I want to mention that we also have a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you get these in your home and you're not completely satisfied, you would contact us and we'd be happy to pick up the laundry pairs, machines, and then return your money, obviously. In addition to that, Ontario residents, you're eligible for an Energy Star rebate program through the federal government. So if your machines are being delivered anywhere in Ontario, we're able to provide you with an additional savings of up to $500 on both the washer and the dryer. So really unprecedented savings right now.
So with that, we want to thank everybody who's out there. Again, sorry we couldn't get to all the questions. For those of you, we will post some of the answers online. Again, more detailed questions, we're going to actually email you directly. Be sure to look out for future sessions. We're constantly, based on your feedback, developing new sessions for the weeks to come. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you register with us to sign up, and we'll email you the latest schedule. And as a bit of a thank you for you that have joined us today, exclusive to you, many of you may ask the question about, we spoke a lot about the different detergents and the consumable products to support your Miele laundry. Where can you buy these? You can buy them right now on Miele.ca. And for the next hour, for joining us, we actually have a special offer for you. Mike is holding up the promotion code. So if you go online on Miele.ca right now, for the next hour, and you type in Miele Live Laundry in the promo code, will give you an additional 10% off, which we already have 10%, plus free shipping on orders of any size. You get an additional 10% off as well. So again, we want to thank you for your time. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to check out the schedule for new sessions that are coming up. They're going to happen again multiple times a week and multiple sessions per day. And on behalf of Mike, myself, and the team here, thanks. Sorry, one last point to remember is if you want further details or more personalized consultation, if you go on Miele.ca, you can request a personal telephone product consultation with one of our experts over the phone. We'll contact you. You can actually place your order over the phone with us. So again, please remain safe. We hope to continue to provide you the services expected of Miele during this time, and we look to see you again. Thank you.